quite a few years ago, I was given this Neutronics processor kit. It was from my, just to show you what's in here. My dad's friend, Doug Crafts, bought this when he was living in Texas. I live in Vermont. He lives in Texas. Came from Neutronics, Milford, Connecticut. Prepaid. I can't read, unfortunately, how much he paid for it. I've tried to read that, and it's just too obscured. That looks like a $4.00 postage, $4 postage, but maybe $79. And then this is just, yeah. Anyways, so it came with, the schematics. The other schematic, programmer board, and product board, as well as 2 sets of instructions printed on this nice, tractor paper, so they like so. And here's the other one that's for the product board. This is for the programmer board. So that's what came with it. Oh, and also the instruction set for the CDP 1802 Cosmac microprocessor. And finally got the thing together the other day, or a while ago. It's had some problems and some troubleshooting to it to figure out what's actually wrong with the thing or get it to work. And just recently we got it to work. I've been working on this with a local kid / friend of mine. He's in high school. We come over and mess with electronic stuff and programming in my basement. So we've been trying to get this to work. We discovered that this chip, which runs the keyboard, was bad, so we got a new one off eBay, and then discovered that this other chip that latches the data from here, because this chip only does a single key input, so you push a key, this chip reads it and stores it there. You push a key and it just sort of toggles down. That's my understanding anyways. So if you hit F or 0, 1, it puts 1 here first, and then shuffles it over here, and then leaves a 0 there. So this one's always 1 offset. So, and then we have this upper part, processor, input-output cards, a ROM chip, 2 RAM chips, reset button, 2 input ports. We haven't tested to see if the input ports work. We have been able to program in a basic Q flashing program using Arduino and bypassing these. I have a clip of that I'll put in here. I'm working on this ancient computer from 1980. It's I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's made by Neutronics, and it says, the manual says 1802 product board, whatever that is. It's related to an ELF or an ELF 2. We found that I was working with my friend Cyrus, we found that the keyboard input switch or chip was broken. So we replaced that and got it so it runs through an Arduino to replace the keyboard. So if let's get this kind of program run. So if we reset load, now if I reset the Arduino, it's going to, a couple of things are going to happen. These LEDs are going to flash. They're binary representing what's going in. This will go. This line is actually pushing the input switch. I'm not pushing it, but toggling it. So if I run that, flashes C7A, B, 30, 00. Now if I reset and run, Q light comes on. Q light is actually blinking. You can see that if we was pause, certain memory, pause, run. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off, depending on what memory location we're at. So we have a new eBay replacement keyboard IC chip. So we're going to try that out so you don't have to program the old microprocessor with a new one. So hopefully we'll be able to use this keypad. eBay, this guy here, and how this works is you push the key twice because there's two bits for every instruction, and this does the first bit and then it stores it over onto this chip and then outputs it. So, but it's not working. So if I hit 00 in, actually reset load. So we're 00 in. So this lower bit is correct. So it's 1 1, but the upper bit does not change. So I think this chip is bad. So we're gonna probably, I don't know what we'll do. We might go back to the Arduino programmer for now. Order a new one of these. Was it a 74173, I think. So, anyways, that's what we'll be up to. Able to find out much about this computer on the internet. I've seen pictures of this programmer board and pictures of this, but as far as I can tell, these were not very popular. So, and it's also just called product board. So, yeah, whatever. Not very descriptive. It is related to the ELF2 because it says testing the I/O for both ELF2 and programmer board users. So I'm a programmer board user because that's what I've got. And anyway, so this should read data out. I have not gotten around to trying this program yet. I'll need to pull off these switches and then hook this monstrosity back up again so I can program it. One real quick, another thing which really helped for analyzing it is this logic analyzer, straight from China. This one wasn't straight from China. This one was from China via Amazon. I think that was like $5. Here it is. Here's the other one. So I ordered another one. I ordered this one first and then realized it was getting shipped from China and it was going to take like a month to get here. So I ordered this other one. It's basically the identical thing, but shipped via Amazon, so it was in stock in the US, so it was significantly cheaper, but still significantly faster to get and only a little bit more expensive. But this is what I got from direct from China. Comes with just a high-speed USB cable bag, the logic analyzer, and these things, and this was like $5 or $6. You try buying just the USB cable at a store for $5. You're not going to be able to do it, or it's going to be hard. So anyways, came with the USB cable and the logic analyzer, and this runs on, was this free software, I forget the name of it. I can put a link to it, but there's a company that actually sells these logic analyzers, but they're a couple $100. But this cheap one runs on the same software, so if I had more money, I'd probably buy one of the expensive ones just to support the software, but come on, $5? Logic analyzer, 24 megahertz, 8 channels. How can you go wrong for troubleshooting something like this beast? I mean, You could do it otherwise, but man, it makes it a lot easier. We'd like to be able to program this via serial or some other better way of entering programs rather than typing. We could just plug in the Arduino and have it do that, but that seems like it's cheating a little bit. Trying to think of other things to say about this. I need to solder on a couple of jumpers on the back, not the greatest. And this one lets us have the Arduino push the input button for us, so we don't have to. It makes it all automated. If anybody's interested, the GitHub Arduino, the Arduino programmer is up on GitHub. I can put a link to that if anybody's interested, but really, it's not a great program. It works for this, but it certainly has some room for improvement. Anyways, yeah, so that's this beast. When you get it up and running a little bit more, I'll hopefully be able to do some more videos with this thing. Alright. Until next time. Oh! I'm not used to asking people to subscribe. If you're interested in my stuff, think about subscribing. Now that YouTube monetization requires like 1,000 subscribers, I'm only less than 100 right now. So, yeah, subscribe. If you'd like, comment, let me know what you'd like to see. I know this sort of video probably isn't the most popular kind, because a lot of people seem to like the machinery running around, but this is another thing I really enjoy doing, is working with weird electronic gizmos.